Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful homemade marble cake. This cake is incredibly soft, buttery, and moist, with the perfect balance of vanilla and chocolate in every slice. It's easy to make, looks impressive, and is perfect for birthdays, afternoon tea, or whenever you're craving a classic cake. So let's get started. First, preheat your oven to 320 degrees Fahrenheit, 160 degrees Celsius. Next, lightly grease two 8-inch round cake pans and line both the bottoms and sides with parchment paper. This will help the cakes release easily after baking. Next, in a medium bowl, add 280 grams or 2 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, quarter teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon of salt. Whisk everything together until well combined. Then sift the mixture into another bowl. Give it one final whisk and set it aside until needed. In a large mixing bowl, add 200 grams, or about 7/8 cup, of softened unsalted butter and 250 grams, or 1 1/4 cups, of granulated sugar. Beat on medium speed for about 2 minutes. Next, add 55 milliliters, 3 tablespoons, plus 2 teaspoons of canola oil, and continue beating on medium speed for 3 to 5 minutes, or until the mixture becomes light, pale, and fluffy. Add 4 large eggs, one at a time, beating well after each addition. Mix in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract until well combined. Using a rubber spatula, gently fold the dry ingredients into the batter in 3 additions, alternating with 100 milliliters, about 2/5 cup of buttermilk in 2 additions. Begin and end with the dry ingredients, folding just until combined after each addition. Scrape down the sides and bottom of the bowl as needed, being careful not to overmix to keep the cake soft and tender. Once all the dry ingredients and buttermilk have been added, beat on low speed for about 1 minute or just until everything is well combined. Be careful not to overmix, as this can make the cake dense and less tender. Now, using a kitchen scale, divide the batter evenly between 2 bowls. Leave 1 bowl as the vanilla batter. Sift 25 grams, a quarter cup, of unsweetened cocoa powder directly into the second bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of milk, Then gently fold everything together with a rubber spatula until the cocoa powder is fully incorporated and no streaks remain. Mix just until combined, being careful not to overmix. Next, evenly divide both the vanilla and chocolate batters between the prepared cake pans, alternating spoonfuls of each batter. Then, use a skewer or butter knife to gently swirl the batters together to create a marble pattern. Be careful not to over-swirl or the colors will blend together. Gently tap each cake pan on the counter a few times to release any large air bubbles. Bake on the center rack of your preheated 320 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Celsius oven for 35 to 40 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean or with a few moist crumbs attached. Look at that! The cakes are incredibly soft, light, and perfectly baked. Now let the cakes cool for another 20 minutes. While they're still slightly warm, wrap each cake tightly in plastic wrap and refrigerate for 2 hours. This helps lock in the moisture and firms up the cakes, making them much easier to frost. Next, I'm going to show you how to make my go-to cream cheese frosting. It's smooth, creamy, perfectly balanced, and pairs beautifully with this marble cake. To begin, place 170 grams or 3/4 cup of room temperature unsalted butter into a large mixing bowl. Using a hand mixer or a stand mixer, beat it on medium speed for a few minutes until the butter is light, pale, and fluffy. Next, sift 56 grams, just over half a cup, of unsweetened cocoa powder directly into the butter mixture. Then use the beater hooks to gently mix the cocoa powder into the butter before turning on the mixer. This simple step prevents the cocoa powder from flying everywhere. Once it's mostly combined, add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and mix on low speed until smooth. Now add 1 cup of sifted confectioner's sugar and mix on low speed until fully combined. Next, add 1 3/4 cups of sifted confectioner's sugar and mix on low speed until fully combined. At this stage, the frosting may seem a little stiff, but that's completely normal. Once the cream cheese is added, it will become smooth, creamy, and easy to spread. Next, add 250 grams or 1 1/8 cups of room temperature cream cheese in 2 batches, mixing on low speed after each addition until smooth and well combined. Today I'm using 450 grams, 3 3/4 cups of sifted confectioner's sugar. First, I added 2 3/4 cups. After adding the cream cheese, I'm adding the remaining 1 cup of confectioner's sugar. Then I'll beat the frosting on high speed for 1 to 2 minutes until it's light, smooth, and creamy. And that's it. Our rich, smooth, and creamy chocolate cream cheese frosting is ready to use. Now that our cakes are completely chilled, it's time to put everything together. Now place a small dollop of cream cheese frosting in the center of your cake board to anchor the cake in place. Then place the first cake layer on top. Then spread an even layer of the cream cheese frosting over the top using an offset spatula. Place the second cake layer on top, making sure it's centered. And then spread the remaining cream cheese frosting over the top and sides of the cake, smoothing it out with an offset spatula until you have an even finish. Now I'm using a cake comb scraper to create a beautiful textured effect around the sides of the cake. Hold the scraper steady against the frosting while slowly rotating the turntable until the lines look smooth and even. Fit a piping bag with a Wilton 4B piping tip and fill it with the remaining cream cheese frosting. Pipe a continuous rope border around the top edge of the cake. Finish by sprinkling colorful nonpareils over the top for a simple yet elegant finish. Once you finish decorating, refrigerate the cake for 30 minutes. This allows the frosting to set, making the cake easier to slice and giving you clean, neat slices every time. And that's it, your beautiful marble cake is ready to serve. Slice in and look at those gorgeous vanilla and chocolate swirls. The cake is incredibly soft, moist, and buttery, and the rich cream cheese frosting pairs perfectly with every bite. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below letting me know how it turned out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.